Should we expect more from our models? This is a quick video on my opinion on if we should expect more from our models in 2021, especially with shipping container prices going up. That is the main reason why some of the prices are quite high. Starting off with the cab, should all locomotives have their cab painted to high standards, including the railroad ones as well? Any new releases, should they all be painted to a standard of some description? Especially for the money of some railroad locomotives. I've seen some go for 120, 130 brand new, and you can buy a premium locomotive for the same price. Gimmicks in the hobby. Gimmicks like flickering fireboxes, opening smoke box doors, or doors on certain locomotive diesels. Some doors do open, I've seen. And I've also seen that some manufacturers are doing puffing steam. You fill it up with water and it puffs steam out the chimney like a real locomotive to the wheels going round and stuff like that. Is that a gimmick, or is that also going to bump prices up to quite a high standard? When I say high standard, I'm talking like £300-400. Sprung buffers next. Sprung buffers for me is a gimmick, and they are pointless in 00 and N and anywhere else that has them, apart from the bigger gauges, because you're not going to get to buffer a locomotive buffer to buffer. The only reason you're going to know they are sprung buffers is if you press them or show them on a review, for example. To me, I'd rather them just be metal unsprung buffers. Quality control. Should all manufacturers do vigorous quality control checks on their models when they are released? Personally, I think that they should really, especially, like I said, for the money we are paying. We don't really want parts badly made or badly put together, or even glue marks. Delivery has to be crisp. Like I said, the money is quite high. The delivery has to be crisp and well applied. No blemishes or anything like that. Fingerprints as well from the factory. Traction tyres. Is there a place in 2021 for traction tyres on models? My opinion is no. I hate traction tyres. I do have a few models that have traction tyres and they work wonderful. But I've had newer models that have had traction tyres and they have been a nightmare. Mainly my D-Class by Dapple. It had traction tyres and it was a complete pig. It was a 440 tender locomotive. I do have 440 tender locomotives from other manufacturers that don't have traction tyres and run amazingly. But then I have a few railroad ones that do have traction tyres and they still run amazingly. But I don't have the skills to change the traction tyres over. I'm not capable personally myself to do it. I have tried and I do struggle. So traction tyres is an iffy one. Some people like them, some people don't. Are we also getting a lot of separately applied parts just to make the money up? Like, I think whistles on a locomotive, especially steam locomotives, should be metal. The safety valves should be metal, but some companies are doing plastic ones and it looks really cheap. Personally, like I said, for the money you're paying, you should get metal safety valves and whistles in this day and age. Nameplates on locomotives. Should we have a choice of etched nameplates or not? Even if the manufacturer hasn't added them, they're just in a bag, in a plaque, and you can add them yourself later on if you really wanted to. The money we are paying, we should have them, or have that option at least. It's the same with detail bags. For me, brake rigging should be already applied at the factory. It's just one of my pet hates. Brake rigging, Batman are the worst. Batman give you a chunk of detail parts to add yourself, from hooks to chain links to brake rigging to traction tyres. I'd rather have less and less stuff to add. Obviously, locomotives needs to do second or third radius. So some detail parts won't be added, but it would be nice if they could make it second radius from the factory. And if you want to make it third only plus, then that's up to you by adding the detail. Motors. Should all locomotives have a flywheel on their motors, and should they be 3 or 5 pole motors? Personally, with me, I can't tell the difference. I'm not that technical with the models, I don't know, but at least they should all have a flywheel, especially the smaller locomotives, like a W4, the B2, the Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug, the Hatton's P-Class, the Barclay. Them sort of things should have a flywheel just to help them over certain points. And to finish off, does the customer have the right to moan if a locomotive they've received or a model they've received from a manufacturer is really bad? Do they have the right to moan without getting in trouble with a shop or a manufacturer? Remember, locomotives now or models now are going higher and higher. I've seen a 240 going for £240. Yes, it probably would be dearer to kit build it, but then again, the manufacturers make them in a range of batches, so it should be cheaper. I do feel the pricing for this is getting high. If I've missed anything or you don't agree with it, that's fine, I understand. It's just my opinion, just a few things I wanted to say for a while and I didn't know how to. Sorry if it's a ramble and it's all over the place. I'm trying to get it out, and I'll see you in the next video.